Okay, folks, you could call this one pandemic special, or should I say a lockdown special, because I've got some materials that I haven't looked at for a while, and I decided to break open the bag and the folders and see some really interesting things I can use to demo with while we're short of things that we can buy from second-hand shops or op shops, because I get a lot of really good bric-a-brac and clothing items from the op shops, and the op shops are all closed up because of this coronavirus shit, Delta variant, very vicious variant of our COVID-19. She's making lockdown very seemingly unproductive because it just seems to keep going on and on and on. It's a real such a pain. Anyway, let's see what we have. We have here a mandala. It's actually when you look at it closely, it's a collage. I got the purple and the green feet just been glued onto this other base. So we've got this interesting mandala pattern. I'm going to put this end up against the edge. I'm going to enlarge to, you can just see on the back dots of blue tack holding it together. So hopefully we can make this one look really nice. I'm just going to make a master copy. That looks really quite interesting, and it looks darker on the inside, which is really nice, interesting. I don't want to use the original. I don't want to damage the original by putting the edge of the copier against it, so we're just going to keep it. We just decided to enlarge it anyway. I'm going to make this into an interesting, hopefully an interesting piece. Wondering how big we're going to make it now for the next, going 300 by 300. So we're just going to remove our precious original. I just have to be careful not to make it fall on the floor. I'm just going to put it away at some stage. And we're going to use this one as our master copy. I'm just going to take a section out of it and maybe enlarge heaps on it. So I don't know how this is going to actually look, how this is going to work. I do want some of the yellow feet, of course, to come up on this piece. Now, we're going to be mindful our cyan toner is about to run out, or it has run out. I had to open and close the front cover to keep it going longer because it was an inconvenient time for it to run out. And yeah, that looks interesting. We might have to enlarge that bit off, but that looks really quite nice. Or maybe we have to move it across, if I'm correct. I think Okay, let's see how that goes. It's tricky. This is a little bit of a tricky one, folks. And if this toner runs out, it's going to be a pain. It seems to run out right in the middle of, and I've done it wrong. I shouldn't have moved it that way because I just fucked it up. We have to move it. I moved it in the wrong direction, folks. So I'm going to try and see where we were last. The last lot we did, the last take we did. I can't see the crease in the paper, which is a pain in the ass, must I say. I'm going to try that again. If I can just remember the enlargement, and if I have to change the toner, but hopefully this being a low amount of toner on this image, it should hopefully last a bit longer. And yeah, that looks a lot better, and we've got more of the yellow feet, which is what we want. We do want to move it across further to make it look really nice. But this is all I had. This piece was originally, I put my foot on a photocopier. It's one of my photocopier larrikin type pieces where I'd done something really silly. I'm just trying to remember where I did this. I think I did this at a menswear store back in, I think, 1993. I put my foot on their photocopier, so it was in a public place. I think they knew. I think I told them that I was going to do it, and they allowed me to. So it wasn't quite that much of a larrikin behaviour as you'd probably think. I'm going to move it back a bit, but basically, yeah, it was one of those little funny things I did, and basically, yeah, I made replications of it and did some work with it, and yeah. It's one of those funny ones. Yeah, that looks good. Now we've got that pretty much in the middle, and we've got the other feet showing. Sorry about the sunlight getting in the way. I don't like the way the sunlight makes everything uneven. But basically, yeah, it just originated from a photocopy of my foot. I forgot which foot I did. I think I might have done my left foot. I don't remember. But it was an interesting experiment. I did some silly things back then. I made some silly errors of judgment when I was around that age. I had opportunity to marry someone who shared my passion for photocopier technology and creativity. His name's Luigi, and I wasn't being myself, and I wasn't happy with who I was, and partly that was to blame, or in large part that was to blame for my lack of responsiveness to this person, Luigi. So I'm really angry at myself, and I think the things I did wrong outshine the things I did right. Because it seems that even when I did some things right, like I was being myself, photocopying my foot, but at the same time, there were other areas where I wasn't being myself, and I felt I had to give up my passion for photocopiers, to be honest, folks, and that's what's triggered an avalanche of problems in my life. was giving up who I was and what I was. So it's one thing you must never do, folks, is never give up what you're passionate about. Unless it's something like loving money, where loving money is a bad passion. But don't give up your favourite hobby or your interest, or you could end up like me. Anyway, that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.